control anything. Are you able to walk?
No.
You're not able to walk. The chair that you're on, is it an ordinary chair or is it a wheelchair?
No.
Right, so you're in this chair. You're in a darkened room. You feel a little numb. You feel that you can't control anything. Is there anyone there with you? Anyone else in that house that you're in? Is there anyone else there with you? There's nobody else in the room with you. But you're feeling numb. Is this because you've got a health problem? You're nodding, you've got a health problem. What is it? What's wrong with your body? You can't move. Are you paralyzed? You're paralyzed. Even though you're paralyzed in that life, you'll still be able to speak up. Feel able to speak a little bit louder so that I can hear you clearly. You're paralyzed. You feel really numb. You're in this chair. What kind of clothes are you wearing? Are you wearing trousers?
A gown.
You're wearing a gown. What colour's the gown? Is it a gown that you would wear outside? Or is it a gown you would wear in a hospital? Could you speak up? What was it? A hospital. So it's a gown you would wear in a hospital. Are you in a hospital? You're nodding to say yes. Have you been put there, or is this following an accident? And are you there just until you can go home? Do you know what happened to you to make you paralysed? Do you have any memory of that?
No.
No, you can't remember. But you're paralysed now. Have you always been paralysed since you were a child? You can't remember. But you're in this hospital and you're wearing a gown. And there's nobody there with you now because it's the middle of the night. How do you feel?
Move.
You can't move.
Pain.
You're in pain. Where's the pain? You got pain in your neck.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't swallow properly.
You can't swallow properly. Well, you do know that this is just how you were in a previous life, and you shouldn't be too anxious about it now. This is just a memory of something that happened to you in a previous time. And you will be able to remember these things now. It will come back to you because we're opening doors in your mind. You're in this dark room. Now you're in a gown. Is this a modern hospital? Or is it a hospital from long ago? Long ago. It's a hospital from long ago. You can't move. I know you can't move. I understand you're completely paralysed. And when people come in to feed you, you have difficulty swallowing your food too, don't you? Describe to us what the doctors and nurses wear in this hospital. Remember what they looked like and describe the nurses to us.
White.
They're wearing
White hats.
white hats. And the skirts, do they go down to the knee or do they go further than that?
Just to the knee.
They go down to the knee. So we're going back, we think, about 30, 40 years ago, when something happened to you. It's something that paralysed you, something that gave you a lot of pain. And I want you to cast your mind back. And you can go back that little extra way. Can you remember whether you were a man or a woman? You're a man. You're a man. Do you know what your name is? Tell me what you remember. You're very poorly and you're in a chair and you're feeling a lot of pain. And you begin to remember now. And just tell me, you're a man. In your mind's eye, you'll be able to move your neck a little bit more comfortably now. You hurt your neck and you're a man. It's now morning and the nurses are coming in. What do they tell you about your condition? Are you going to get better? Could you speak up a little?
No.
You're not going to get better. So what do the doctors and nurses say they're going to do about that? What's going to happen to you?
I'm gonna be there forever.
You're going to be there forever. And how does that make you feel?
Sad.
Makes you feel sad. Do you have any family? Do you have a wife? Do you have a girlfriend? You don't have a girlfriend. Do you have any children? So, how old are you?
This.
You're oldish. Are you in your 40s?
Yeah.
You're in your 40s and something's happened.
Drugs.
Drugs?
Keep getting drugs.
Oh, you keep getting drugs. Is this to deal with the pain? Is this to deal with the pain for you?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Bad drugs.
Bad drugs. Strong drugs.
Don't need them.
You don't need them. So these people are giving you drugs that you don't need.
Yeah.
They're giving you lots of drugs. And how does that make you feel?
Sad.
Makes you feel sad. Are they giving you drugs because they don't like you? Yes, they don't like you. So these people in the hospital are giving you drugs. Do you know where the hospital is? Is it in England?
Yeah.
It's in England. Is it in the north or is it in the south?
Don't know.
You don't know, but you're there and you're paralysed and they're giving you drugs.
I see ones. Little windows, no.
Little windows?
Can't see out. Windows at top.
The windows are at the top, at the top of the room, so there's no big windows.
No.
So this is a really old-fashioned hospital. This is going back quite a long way. What else is in that room?
People.
Other people?
Yeah.
I know you've got a neck problem, but you're not going to feel any pain in swallowing anymore. That's going to go now. You're not going to suffer from that. Instead, you're going to be able to tell us everything that's in that room. There's other people. Are they other men?
Yeah.
And what do they look like? Are they old or young?
Old.
They're older men, and they're in that room with you. What are they wearing?
Gowns.
Gowns. And are they in their beds or are they walking around?
Both.
Both. So it must be during the day now. Is there light coming through those little windows at the top of the room? Can you see the light through the windows?
No.
Oh, you're having difficulty moving and you're in pain and they're giving you a lot of drugs that you don't need. How do the drugs make you feel?
Nausea.
Nausea.
Sick.
You feel sickly. But you're not going to be sick today. This isn't a previous life and you don't have to worry about that. It's not going to happen. I want you to go back a little bit further than this room and tell me the memory that you had locked away. You're a man in your 40s. You should be fit and strong. Was it an accident? Or did somebody do this to you on purpose?
I've always been like this.
You've always been like this. And have you lived all of your 40 years?
Yes.
In a hospital?
No.
Where were you first?
Tom.
You were at home. What was home like? What kind of house did you have?
Big.
A big house? Was it in the country or was it in the town? Describe that house to me.
Townhouse.
It was a big townhouse. Did it have lots of bedrooms?
Yeah.
Did your mum and dad love you a lot?
Yes.
Describe what your mum looked like. What kind of clothes did she wear?
She's got dark hair.
Dark hair? What else do you remember about her?
Bright lipstick.
Bright lipstick. What kind of clothes did your mum wear?
Neat.
Neat clothes. And your dad?
Tidy.
What did your dad look like?
Dark hair.
He had dark hair too.
Shiny.
Shiny hair?
Yeah.
As if he had some kind of hair cream on it.
Yeah.
And was he clean shaven?
Moustache.
He had a moustache, did he? And this is your dad. And did you love your dad very much?
Pinstripe.
Pinstripe suit. And he had a big townhouse. And did you have a car? You're nodding, did you?
Yes.
You had a car. What kind of car was it?
It's a black one.
It was a black car. Do you know the make?
No.
Was it a big car?
Yeah.
Did he have a driver or did he drive himself?
Drove.
Drove himself. And were you happy in this house with your mum and dad? Were you happy there? Could you speak a little bit louder?
Yes.
Yes, you were happy there. Did you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah. Lots of noise.
There's lots of noise in the house. What kind of noise?
Children running around.
Lots of children running around. And were you running around?
No.
So what were you doing?
To sit.
You had to just sit
Yeah.
and watch everybody else run around.
Yeah.
That was back then when you were a little boy. Can you remember your name yet?
Simon.
Your name was Simon. And you were a little boy. Were you the youngest of the family or were they younger than you?
Younger than me.
There was younger than you there too. And were you always paralysed?
Yeah.
You were always paralysed from a very, very young age. And how did that make you feel?
Sad.
You felt sad. Was there anything that your mum and dad could do about it?
No.
There's nothing your mum and dad could do about it.
Fed me and looked after me.
Did they have to change you too?
Yeah.
So even when you went to the toilet, they had to help you with that?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? That must have been awkward for you.
No.